Have you ever been downtown? Seen the sidewalk, the midnight mission? What a strange, sad sight to see. Hard luck melted on their faces, while wine-soaked words flow easily. All the worlds they could have conquered, now dreams they'll never see. And it's a fine, fine line from the top of the world to the bottom of the bottle. From the corner of the mind, it's a fine, fine line from the top of the world to the bottom of the bottle.
Oh, I'll have a drink once in a while. When I want to relax, you know. Then I'll have some beer or wine.
Sure, I drink. Sometimes when I'm down, depressed, I even drink to get drunk.
No, I don't drink much. I don't like the taste of it. Some of my friends call me square, but that's the way I believe in it.
Oh, maybe a glass of wine with dinner. Or if I have a date and go to a club, you know, you have to have a drink even if you don't want one. You know, you have to be sociable.
I never touch the stuff. I don't think it's right.
And when I get off work, I like to have a couple of beers, and maybe I'll have a couple six-packs, maybe. Even with the guys, whatever, you know. But, I'm not an alcoholic. It's just beer, you know.
I'm Rod Serling on alcoholism. A lot of people drink. A lot of people enjoy it. But some people will never be able to stop. Unfortunately, drinking isn't a take it or leave it alone thing with a great many people. Like poison ivy that can affect some people violently, while the next person gets no reaction at all. The hard facts are that 1 out of 10 people who start drinking can't seem to stop, or don't think they can stop. Let me say it again. 1 out of 10 people who start drinking can't seem to stop.
I'm drunk 5 nights a week. Yeah, it's the job. I'm a stockbroker, and the market's just been horrible lately. It becomes a way of life. You drink to get rid of the hangover you had from the day before. It's just a way of life.
You know, I don't really need this stuff. It's just something I do to pass the time while I get drunk.
I think my boss has a drinking problem. He leaves for lunch about 12 o'clock, and I really dread his return. He comes back really loaded and paws all over me. I have to make excuses for him all the time, cancel meetings, and he would never admit it. He really wouldn't. And the whole office, everybody knows about it, and everybody talks about it. And we've lost a lot of money, you know, through the company because of his problem.
Yes, I've got a drinking problem, and it's hell to live with. Every time I try to quit, I just end up drinking as much or more than the last time. What are you going to do?
This man is a typical alcoholic. His problem is very severe. It's crippled him and virtually ruined his life. I've tried everything I've known how to do to help him. I've treated many people like this in my years in psychiatric practice. His family's tried to help him, and so far everything is just getting worse. This happens with many of the people, probably most of them. Medical science hasn't really come up with the answers for these people. Most of them end up in institutions, killing themselves. A few of them are able to find some kind of help, AA or something like that, but we don't have a record to be proud of with them. It's a very bleak picture.
What we have to concern ourselves with is first the problem of the alcoholic and alcoholism. This is a medical problem. It's a disease. It has to be treated by professional people. It has to be diagnosed by professional people. I'm Dr. Nicholas J. Corey, a doctor of internal medicine and chairman of the County Medical Association's Committee on Alcoholism and Substance Abuse.
These people who can't stop drinking add up to over 9 Americans. Whether they'll admit it to themselves or not, these people have a serious problem. They're alcoholics. Now, alcoholism isn't a dirty word anymore, not today. And you don't have to be a Skid Row bum or in a sanatorium. They represent only a small percentage. But the majority of these other people are well-meaning, hard-working people who unfortunately can't control their drinking, no matter how hard they try. Doctors, teachers, lawyers, students, teenagers, presidents of companies, military people, women, whites, blacks, Chicanos, rich and poor.
Yeah, I'm a successful attorney now. But I started drinking when I was a teenager. And it kept up through college. And it kept up through law school. And it kept up even while I was running my practice. You know, a 2-martini lunch turns into a 4-martini lunch, and then that turns into no work the next day because you can't go to court when you're drunk. One night I left home for a party. I had had a couple of drinks to get ready for it, and I wound up out at the beach. And that was 27 miles from where I started to go in the first place. I don't know how I got there. I'm an alcoholic.
Well, I know a man who's the president of a big company on the West Coast, and he has a bad problem with drink, and I would say he's an alcoholic. And the people that work around him know he has this problem, but he doesn't realize they know it.
Yes, I have. My son is in the Army out here. He's had an alcoholic problem for over 10 years. He won't admit it, but everyone else knows about it.
Alcoholic? My grandfather drank, and my father drank. I'm almost 50 years old, and I've been drinking all my life. And do I look like an alcoholic? The ladies don't think I do.
I keep excusing myself from class to go to the ladies' room, but I hide a bottle in the bathroom. I'm the most going-to-the-bathroom girl in school.
I got a refrigerator in our garage behind the house, and I've got some booze in it, and all I do is I get a thermos, and I put some milk in it and some scotch in it, shake it up, bring it to school. Nobody knows the difference that way. I got it made.
I had a guy in my battery who had a real drinking problem. I tried to work with him. The battery commander tried to work with him. His wife tried to work with him. And he himself really tried to work with it, but he couldn't do it. And one night, he just decided to do some heavy drinking, and he drank himself into a stupor, and he passed out, and he vomited, and died in his sleep.
Our government and the medical profession have now realized that those people who can't stop drinking are addicted. They have an insidious illness, a disease called alcoholism. When we understand it as a disease, it's easier for all of us to handle, even for the people with the disease. It was only a few decades ago that when a person had symptoms of epilepsy, for example, they thought he was possessed with devils and they committed him to an insane asylum. There he was forgotten to die in his agony. Today, many alcoholics find themselves drowning in the same living hell. Their teachers, bosses, family, and friends rejecting them. And they end up hating themselves. Alcoholism, when it hits its victims, hits them from all sides.
I've been in a couple of accidents with my kids, and I keep thinking that'll stop me, but it doesn't. I keep driving in blackouts. I don't know where I am or where I'm going. I've lost my license. I lost my license for a year because I hit a woman with 6 kids in her car and gave a false name. I was in an accident with my daughter. She lost her eye, and I drove around with the blood on the seats for a long time to remind me to be careful. But that didn't help either.
He pushes my mother around, and sometimes he hits her, and when she's cooking, and he's drunk, and he just, my mother just tries to hit him, and he takes the pan what she ever's cooking or anything, and she hits him over the head or something, and that's when the whole fight begins. And like my sisters and brothers, and we just stopped the whole fight, you know. Kick our father out of the house, and he won't come back for about 2 days, and then he says that he's really sorry, you know.
I'm 28 years old, and I guess it's obvious I have a problem. I don't even remember that accident the police told me about. I guess I drank more than I want to. I pass out at stop signs. I've been arrested. I've been thrown in jail. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't have a church. I don't even want any part of that. Somebody told me about AA. I don't know whether I really have a problem.
I came from a family of alcoholics. My father died when I was 7 from cirrhosis of the liver. And I can remember when my older sisters would find some of my mother's booze when she started drinking afterwards, and they would pour it down the drain. And it just kind of tore me up to see that, well, just everyone around me was drinking. One of my uncles he was a Skid Row bum. And seeing stuff like that when you're little, when you grow up, you just swear that you never want to take a drink as long as you live. It really shakes you up when you're a kid.
I'm tired of getting into trouble all the time. Times now, I'm worried about the money. It's going to cost me more to get out of it, especially because I promised to stop. And I just gotten out of jail in a court hassle, and that was only a week ago. The third night, I stopped for a drink and kept on going. I didn't get out of there about 2:30 in the morning. But I thought I could control it.
His drinking is really ruining our marriage now. I've tried everything. I don't know if I can keep on going on like this day after day and week after week, and it doesn't get any better. And he's not good with our daughter anymore, and I worry about her. And I don't know what's going to happen to him. And I love him, and I know he loves me, but I can't help him. I can't do anything for him at this point.
There are many similar feelings that people who drink too much have in common in the great majority of cases. Whether it's real or not, there is a secret sense of feeling inadequate, an uneasy feeling of being different than other people, but having an intense desire to be like them. So the only escape from these feelings is to use alcohol. These are problems that are deep-rooted and hard to get at. But if you couple these feelings with drugs or alcohol, you've got a tough nut that's hard to undo. The hardest part for most of us is to be able to tell ourselves when we've got a problem, especially a drinking problem. Who is insightful enough to admit he's an alcoholic? It's not easy. Most drinkers think someone else has the problem, but not them. It's not easy to admit you're powerless to manage your problem, or that down deep you're really crying out for help. Could you become an alcoholic? If alcoholism is a disease, then what's really important is to first be able to know the symptoms. And there are some well-established symptoms, like appendicitis, cancer, or a broken leg. Would you ignore any of those symptoms? Probably not. Once you recognize them, you'd try to get help, and fast. What are the symptoms of alcoholism? Here are some questions you might ask yourself. Do you lose time from work or school due to drinking?
No, man, never. Just can't afford to.
Yes, a couple of times. Actually, I was just too hungover to go to work.
I only missed maybe about 3 or 4 days on account of it, but other people have too.
No, I don't.
No.
Maybe a few times.
Is drinking making your home life unhappy?
No, I don't drink that much, and my parents don't really know about it.
No.
It has in the past.
Yes, I've had a couple of problems.
No, absolutely not.
My parents get uptight about it because they don't want me to drink.
Well, my mom and dad don't know.
Do you drink because you're shy?
Once in a while, if I'm around new people, I have a drink or two.
Never.
Sometimes.
Maybe there's some truth in that.
Yeah?
Have you ever felt guilty after drinking?
Well, sometimes I feel a little guilty or worry if I can't remember what I might have done.
Oh, yeah.
Drinking makes me feel sick.
If I've made a fool of myself, I do, but not very often.
Hell, I don't feel guilty about anything.
Have you gotten into financial difficulties as a result of drinking?
Only with my car insurance. First they raised it and then they canceled it.
No.
No?
Occasionally, yeah.
No, I haven't.
No, man.
Does your drinking make you careless of your family or friends' welfare?
Yes. You lose control. I guess the answer is yes.
No, I don't think so.
I smashed up my dad's car once.
Well, I was drunk.
Do you crave a drink at a definite time daily?
Yes, on my way home after work.
No, never.
No.
No.
Yeah, I guess so. Anytime I'll get it, man, I can drink it.
Do you want to drink the next morning?
No.
Only on weekends. Only on weekends.
No.
Yeah, but I can't because I have to go to work.
Is drinking jeopardizing your job, school, or business?
I don't think so. I've only been called once in school.
No.
Not at all.
Who cares? I can get another job. I've done it before.
Do you drink to escape from worries or troubles?
Occasionally I do.
I usually drink when I'm depressed.
When it gets tough. Certainly.
Do you ever drink alone?
Yeah, I drink alone and with others.
No.
Certainly, I think most people do.
No.
Oh, in my room sometimes when I watch television and listen to radio. You know, but I'm not an alcoholic.
Have you ever had a lapse of memory from drinking?
I can't remember.
One time I woke up in a hotel room in the morning. I didn't know how I got there.
Yeah, sure.
I couldn't remember, but when I looked in the mirror, I just knew I had been somewhere.
Yeah, a few times.
Has a doctor ever treated you for drinking?
One time I went just to talk to a doctor to find out what was going on, and I never went back.
No.
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 I've never been treated for drinking, no.
Do you drink to build up your self-confidence?
I don't have any anyways.
I think that's why I do drink.
I'd say no.
Maybe once in a while.
Yeah, I guess that's the main reason I do drink.
Have you ever been to jail, a hospital, or institution on account of drinking?
No, never.
No.
Yes, jail.
Never.
No.
No, man. Thank God, never.
These questions all are expressing a problem due to drinking, whether it's a blackout where you don't remember what you did, whether it's a hangover where you fail to meet the responsibility of your work every day, whether it's the child who didn't go to school, who missed his classes, who flunked an exam, whether it's the driver who crashed his car or hit somebody else, whether it's somebody who inadvertently started a fire in a mattress and burned a building down with deaths of other innocent people. These aren't funny. And yet when they answer these questions, look around you and see how many laugh. Anybody who drinks, anybody who has ever taken a drink, may answer a qualified yes to one or more of these questions, depending on how honest he is. But the important thing is, these are the problems associated with drinking.
How would you answer those questions? Let's go over them one more time, just for you. Here they are, and mentally keep score. Level with yourself now. It's your life. Ready? Do you lose time from work or school due to drinking? Is drinking making your home life unhappy? Do you drink because you're shy? Have you ever felt remorse after drinking? Have you gotten into financial difficulty because of your drinking? Does your drinking make you careless of your family or friends' welfare? Do you crave a drink at a definite time daily? Do you want to drink the next morning? Is drinking jeopardizing your job, school, or business? Do you drink to escape from worries or troubles? Do you drink alone? Have you ever had a loss of memory from drinking? Has a doctor ever treated you for drinking? Do you drink to build self-confidence? Have you ever been to jail, a hospital, or institution due to drinking?
There's an awful lot of nervous laughter when somebody answers a yes or a qualified yes to some of these questions and then laughs it off nervously. But I wonder underneath this nervousness, is there guilt? Is there concern?
If you answered yes to any one of these questions, you may be on your way to a problem. 2 or more yeses put you in the probably class of becoming an alcoholic. 3 or more, and some say you're already there. Statistics have shown that among the self-admitted alcoholics who have taken this same test, most answered yes to 2 or more of these questions.
We're saying that if that individual takes an alcohol-containing beverage and has a problem, then he's got grounds to worry. He should get the facts. He should talk it over with a doctor, a clergyman, a close friend, a counselor, a school teacher, or somebody with a little bit more knowledge. Alcohol is not evil. It's acceptable in our culture. We've been living with it for thousands of years. We've had problems with it for thousands of years, not because of alcohol, but because of the abuse of alcohol.
There is a problem in America today. Up to 1/2 of all arrests by the police in America are for chronic drunkenness. 20% of the inmates of state mental hospitals are there because of chronic psychosis due to alcoholic brain damage, an irreversible condition. More than half of those in our jails and prisons for crimes, including murder, rape, theft, and burglary, are committed in association with the abuse of alcohol. About half the traffic deaths on our highways are alcohol-related. Among young people 16 to 24 years old, the proportion rises to 60% of the highway deaths. About 9 million men and women are alcohol abusers, and many of them still rationalize that their troubles are only due to circumstances and blame it on someone else. Alcoholics are like people that step in quicksand and get pulled under. The longer they let it go, the tougher it is to fight their way out. Don't kid yourself. It's happened to millions of people just like you already. Ask for help. You're worth it.
La la la